Hello and welcome back, adventurers. Today, let us finish our exploration of Tepest by talking about its towns and villages. Kili is the first Tepestani community most visitors encounter. Like the other towns, it is a haphazard collection of small dwellings and barns, loosely clustered around an open space that functions as a town square. All homes and barns are scrupulously maintained, and young children can be seen collecting animal dung in the sheep pens twice a day for distribution on the town's small fields to the north. The town militia patrols the streets and the East Timor road between Kili and Victil on foot or on ponies. They admonish citizens who let their homes show even the slightest burst of disrepair, and they administer swift justice to those who prey upon travelers and aid those who need it. The temple to Belenus in Kili is its newest structure and is the grandest of the temples in Tepest. For years, Feria blocked the Inquisition from building a new temple in Kili after the original one burned to the ground. Only when Feria fell in love with the local priestess of Belenus did he finally support the construction of the new temple. The two were married in the ground roofless worship area at the front. Most temples to Belenus are constructed without roofs, so the gods can count his faithful. The Kili militia is the only truly organized armed force maintained in Tepest. The Inquisition may be armed, but its organization varies greatly. East and slightly north along the East Timor road lies Victil. Located on the shores of Lake Kronov, its primary sources of income and sustenance are fishing and sheep herding. The most remarkable structures in Victil are the Temple of Belenus and the home of Wian, founder of the Inquisition. Both are located within the same walled compound. They are of an architectural style more reminiscent of the ancient stone dwellings of the Axe Lords than the small cottages of modern-day Tepest. Where every other temple of Belenus is open to the sky and doesn't have anywhere for worshippers to sit, the temple in Victil is covered by a steeply pitched roof with a row of stone symbols of Belenus along its highest point. A further difference is that its inside features rows of pews for the faithful. The inside of the temple is also unique in that the main altar to Belenus is flanked by smaller shrines devoted to Bregdara and Manaman Maclear, so that worshippers essentially pay homage to all three deities at once. Wian's home is a small two-story manor house. It is the traditional home of the High Priest of Belenus, a tradition that dates to the time of the Axe Lords. He is quite proud of his home, and even prouder of the small library he has accumulated of his own texts, as well as a small selection of foreign books on monsters and religious practices of some of the humanoid races. A well-traveled dirt road leads to Londi, a tiny hamlet that is worth visiting for the fact that the place is the center of cloudberry wine production. It consists of maybe a dozen structures, including a couple of warehouses that were constructed during the boom years before the formation of the Shadow Rift. Londi consists nearly entirely of whitewashed, thatched roof buildings, with aforementioned warehouses and the Temple of Belenus the only exceptions. The temple is a recent addition to the settlement, and it stands in the middle of the village square. It is the simplest of the Belenus temples in Tepest, consisting merely of a ring of standing stones, each carved with a symbol of the god. The town abides because of the ease with which cloudberries may be cultivated here. Every family in the community tends to the patches around the town and on the nearby cliff above the Black Mist River. Every family has also lost one or two members to the sudden windstorms that come rushing across the Shadow Rift during the harvest time, either when the trees fell on them or when the gusts flung them from the cliffs and into the Black Mist River below. Every family also brews some of its cloudberry wine, but the majority of the wine is manufactured communally at the Nocturne Inn, where it is traded to other Tepestani or sold to foreign merchants. Located at the west end of Lake Kronov, Bregdara was a one-time border stop where forests gave way to rocky, barren slopes that climbed to the isolated lands of Gehenna. Like Kili and Victil, it consists of a jumble of homes near a temple, this one dedicated to Manaman Maclear, with additional homes scattered around nearby pastures and fields. Most of the outlying homes are abandoned and have fallen into ruin. The village survives mostly on fishing activities, but when the first explorers left Gehenna in 713 and descended to Bregdara, its council of elders showed a level of initiative and commercial vision virtually unheard of among Tepestani. They secured funding from a wealthy family from Falkovnia's Morfenzi and used it to build a large, luxurious inn. It was a sensible gamble, although the standoffish nature of the rest of the Tepestani and the increasing fanaticism of the Gehennan worshippers of the dread god Jakata soon limited the growth of the trade from the east. This, coupled together with a great upheaval and formation of the Shadow Rift, doomed the dream completely, and Bregdara remains a forgotten afterthought on the trade road. Most of the outlying homes and barns stand abandoned and are falling into ruin, as much of the village's population left for other parts of Tepest following events of 751 BC. Many folk claim that Fae flittered up from the rift and stole the souls of every inhabitant in a single night, and only by an epic quest were the souls recovered. What is certain is that Bregdara's proximity to the Shadow Rift makes the area a hotbed for Fae activity, also the Inquisitors claim. First, area is plagued by strange weather. I witnessed fall, winter, spring, summer, and then a return to fall, all in the same day, with the unseasonable seasons each lasting less than an hour. And many of the villagers remain erratic. They carry faraway expressions, as if they have just woken from a pleasant dream and can neither forget nor quite dispel it from their minds. Thank you so much for your time, patient listeners. I hope you have made your mind about Tepest. In my experience, travelers either hate it or think it to have some rustic charm. In any case, if you are visiting, be careful while crossing the mists.